From WJLA 24/7 News, this is Let's Talk Live.
There is more of Let's Talk Live coming up right after the break, and we're talking daylight savings time. Yes, it ends November 4th. I hate to see that go. Yeah. All right, stay with us. More of Let's Talk Live coming up right after the break. All right, so daylight saving ends on November 4th, and the time change can take a few days to get used to.
Yes, and Dr. Marcie Beigel is here, a behavioral specialist and author of My Kids Don't Listen. Oh, that's my kids. Is here to give us some tips on ways to help adjust to the time change. And I'm very proud of you because there is no S. That's the one thing of Doug Hill, our old chief, who's retired, taught us there is no S on saving, and there was one on the prompter, and you didn't say it, so I am very proud of you.
It's daylight saving time, not savings.
That's one thing.
There's no S in savings, and there's no money in my savings account. So
I didn't realize they went hand in hand.
It all works. It's the yin and the yang.
Marcie, I don't like this time of year. I'm sorry, I don't. I feel sad. I feel cold. I want it to be summer, and
But you do like the extra hour of sleep.
Yeah. That's always good on that night, and I can't change the fact that we're changing the time zone, but I can make it easier on you with the same strategies that you would use for kids.
Okay.
So they go hand in hand.
All right, so let's do it. Let's go through it. What do I need to do?
All right, so it's the change formula. Sorry, not the change formula. I got all excited about the change. It's the time formula.
I was going to say, wait, I don't give my kids formula anymore, but I can if you need me to.
The time formula. So T is talk to your kids about the change.
Okay.
It's not a big scientific conversation. It's as simple as saying, hey, tonight it's light out when you go to bed, and tomorrow, because of the change, it's going to be dark.
Okay.
I is for insist on consistency. Brian, you mentioned you have kids.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have kids?
No.
Okay, but you've been
yet.
around kids before.
Uh-huh.
So, okay, so you both know. All right, Julie, we'll get there. That's a different segment, right?
That's a different segment.
So you both know that schedules and routines are so important.
Yes.
When there are changes that happen like this, it's so easy to forget the routine. But now is the time to double down on it. Make sure they're going to bed at the same time, waking up at the same time, and napping at the same time, even if they don't seem tired.
Okay.
Okay, M is make room for downtime. Taking out 1 or 2 activities for a few days can go a long way to stopping problem behavior.
Perfect.
And then the E is extinguish your complaining. As I say in all my workshops, small ears are always listening. They're always listening. So
That's true.
Okay.
so your side comment of, tonight's going to be a nightmare bedtime because of the time change can have a big impact on your kids'
So
behavior.
then they'll pick up on that.
They're like, oh, so we got to turn this into a nightmare.
Right. So when you talk about consistency and everything, we wake up in the middle of the night to come to work. We're waking up when it's like 2 o'clock in the morning typically. Not together. That's different. But we wake up at 2 a.m.
Shock, I did not know.
But it's always 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard in the summer. It really is to go to bed at like 7 because it's daylight and the kids are out of school and they're playing outside.
Right.
But now it's getting dark earlier. So
I find it is easier for I feel like this time change is easier for us and the kids because just by the fact that it's dark out, it's easier to get them to bed earlier. I mean, I'm sure there are some impacts, but I do think ours generally hits is that spring change when they're like, you're right. It's still daylight. I can't go to bed when it's daylight. When they're little, they don't get that.
If you work on listening skills with your kids so that they are always listening to you no matter what the goal is, you'll be much more likely to get them to fall in line with the change.
Okay. Why do you think people have a hard time adjusting? Because as the traffic reporter, there are statistics that show when driving home in the dark, there are more accidents that happen during the change.
And there's also
an
increased risk of heart attack and things like that.
Yeah, why is that?
It's biological, right? Okay. We're built to wake up with the sun and go to sleep with the sun, so we're fighting that. And as adults, we know how to manage our days better. Our kids aren't really thinking of what's going to happen next. We have to help them there.
And what about teenagers? Because I think some teenagers still sleep in or would like to sleep in.
Well, teens just need more sleep than the rest of us to begin with, so they are always in it.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. That's good stuff to do. Wow.
So, the challenge is just basically to try to get that routine and follow. Follow the formula there. And hope that the kids get on board. But I do like the tiny ears thing because you're right. Our kids' preschool teachers are like, man, if you knew half the stories your kids tell us, they're like, so we don't share that because we know the kids will probably come home and then tell stories about what we,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, every little thing they do pick up on. I swear to you, they won't listen when you ask them to clean up their room. If you say something about a Christmas present or a treat or something, what'd you say on the phone about it? What did you say?
They hear it all. Right, but you want the trick of how to get them to clean up their room or put on their shoes, because my new book, My Kids Don't Listen, is available for free today at mykidsdon'tlisten.com.
Wow.
But there's a secret to it.
Okay.
It is your kids' fault because they are masters of distraction. Right?
Okay.
So as you know, they'll pull you when you say go clean up your room. They will pull you off to their Isle of the Lost Lego before you even get into their room. Right? So what you need to do is when you say go clean up your room, that's where you're sticking. So it's after we clean up your room, we'll go hunt for your lost Lego. Or after we clean up your room, then we'll go look for whatever else they're missing.
Right.
Because you need to run the show rather than following their lead.
And that's just because they're little people and they got to keep their mind on something and not just get.
And look at your tips. You've got your tips up here on the screen. Well, let's put those back up there, Courtney.
Oh, the time formula. You just put it up. That's awesome.
All right.
Yay!
Parenting do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
Oh, so these are the tips that are in the book, right? So My Kids Don't Listen, which remember, available for free on My Kids Don't Listen. It's a bunch of do's and don'ts.
Don't beg and negotiate with kids. My mom swears by that.
Yeah, and that is on page 2 of the book because it's that important.
Okay.
So it's when it's time for dinner, come on, you got to eat. Don't forget to eat your peas. They're really good for you. Don't you want dessert? Do instead say, hey, if you want dessert, eat all of your dinner, have a lovely meal. If they eat, they get dessert. If they don't, they don't.
Right. Don't just keep harping on it.
Yeah. And do give clear actions. I couldn't read the rest of it. But again,
my other favorite one is do not multitask and do one thing at a time. So instead of getting your kids dressed while you're getting your breakfast ready, while you're brushing your teeth, take a breath, get your kids dressed, then brush your teeth, then get breakfast ready. It will save you time and frustration.
Because it's not so much about you, because you're the adult, you should be able to multitask, but the little minds aren't there yet.
Exactly, Julie. They're just thinking
like
of the present moment, not that they have to get to school and you have to get to work and all of these things that are happening.
That's how I am in the morning. I can do one thing at a time. I can only do my hair. The house can be on fire, that's it.
Yeah,
then I look down and I'm like, now I got 10 minutes to get to work and I live 35 minutes away.
You already got it. And kids just want to have fun. Right? So we as adults have to bring that in. So one of my favorite things to do with kids is a happy dance. They do something great.
I do the happy dance.
Can I show you my happy dance?
Yeah, show me happy dance.
So it's always made up and it's different. It's happy, happy, happy dance. You got dressed today. You are amazing. Hooray!
Oh my gosh, you should totally do that in the morning.
I taught my friend's kid how to potty on the pot by doing the happy dance.
Right?
Yeah.
It's 10 seconds. Every kid loves it. The way you laughed. If kids laughed when they got dressed in the morning like that, imagine how quickly they would do all these things.
We're going to do the happy dance.
All right.
Okay.
I can't wait to see it.
I know.
We appreciate you. It's been very good. We've got some good facts and tips here.
I know.
Work on the kids.
Awesome.
We work on Julie.
Yes, and go to the website for the free book.
Yes. mykidsdon'tlisten.com. It is free today for you. Brian and Julie, thank you so much for having me here.
Go get the free book. Yeah. Go get the free book. Yeah. Go get the free book. Hey.